Hello everyone, my little altcoin lovers. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are diving into one of the biggest questions in the crypto space right now. Will alt season happen or has it already started? First, as always, we'll start with the market update, taking a close look at Bitcoin's price action, key support and resistance levels, and what's next in the short term. Then we'll break down the key metrics that signal an alt season, including Bitcoin dominance, M2 liquidity, and historical altcoin cycles. We'll analyze whether the conditions are setting up for a major altcoin run or if it's all just a fake out. So when will alt season really happen, or has it already begun? Let's figure it out. Watch till the end and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel and my X account. So let's not waste any time, let's dive straight in. Alright, let's get started with our Bitcoin update as always. Locally, not much has changed since the last video. Let's analyze the 4-hour time frame for a more detailed short-term picture. So what do we have here? As I also posted yesterday on Telegram and X, we have repeatedly seen sellers' reaction from this bearish imbalance. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times already. This confirms that this bearish imbalance is a strong resistance level for our Bitcoin price. Yesterday I outlined two possible scenarios for Bitcoin's price movement. In fact, the bullish scenario, the green one, as you can see, we finally break through this bearish imbalance, hold above it, retest it, and move higher. There is another bearish imbalance ahead, as you can see. But considering the strength of this resistance, so the first bearish imbalance, if we break it, we'll likely see a strong impulse move upwards, meaning the second bearish imbalance, I think, will not stop Bitcoin rally. So this little pump. So as you can see, the second scenario, the red one, bearish scenario, if Bitcoin falls to break this level, we could drop back down to retest the bullish order block below. So this would allow the market to take liquidity from the previous low before making its next move. At the moment, there is nothing major happening for Bitcoin. The first key resistance level on the upside remains this big bearish order block around 91k on Bitcoin. Once we get there, we'll analyze the market reaction to determine the next steps. Another important factor to consider is the upcoming FOMC meeting on March 19, where the Fed will decide on interest rates. So no one expects a rate cut at this meeting since the latest macroeconomic data doesn't support it. Yesterday's inflation data was positive, which gave Bitcoin, as you can see with these 2-3 candles, gave it a little boost, small boost. But as you can see, the bearish imbalance still held strong, preventing further upside. Additionally, we saw a positive price reaction from this bullish imbalance right from its 0.5 line, so the middle line. This was a very volatile candle moving in both directions, this candle. So in both directions, this bullish imbalance could act also as a support in one of the two scenarios discussed earlier. So now it's all for today's Bitcoin review. Nothing has changed globally. So now let's pass to another thing. I also want to show you something very interesting, the M2 Global Liquidity Index. So we will switch to daily chart. We need a global picture with this one. So what we can see, what is M2 Global Liquidity? Let me explain in simple terms. M2 is one of the key money supply indicators. It includes cash, bank deposits, and other easily accessible assets like savings accounts and other stuff. The M2 Global Liquidity Index measures the total available liquidity in the global economy, including US, Europe, China, Russia, and all other major economies. Why does it matter for financial markets? If M2 is increasing, it means more money is available in the system. Investors are more likely to put money into stocks, crypto, and real estate, driving prices higher. If M2 is decreasing, it means less money is available, leading to market downturns as investors have less capital to invest. So how does M2 affect Bitcoin and altcoins? Rising M2, bullish market, falling M2, bearish market. So locally maybe, yeah, but it's very simple. There is a consistent historical pattern where M2 liquidity movements tend to lead Bitcoin's price action by about 10-12 bigs, around 2-3 months approximately. Looking at the current M2 Global Liquidity Index, as you can see here, so we are at the bottom. Like maybe, as you can see, in the next few weeks, 1-2 maybe weeks, we'll have another little dump, but not a like crash, a little dump. And as you can see, in the next 10-12 weeks, so till 22 May, maybe even more, we will see a huge bullish movement on Bitcoin and all other risk assets as altcoins, Ethereum, and all other financial markets. So it's very bullish for crypto market. So if this trend holds, we could see a strong market rally until June, since M2 is projected to increase until then. This aligns perfectly with Bitcoin historical behavior, and if M2 continues rising, we can expect Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire altcoin market to follow suit. I wanted to highlight this key metric so you can understand the bigger picture and how liquidity impacts crypto cycles. Now let's move to the main topic of this video. When will ALTSEASON happen, and will it happen at all? We'll break down the fundamentals, key indicators, and current market data to figure out what's coming next. Let's dive in. Now let's move on the Bitcoin dominance chart. One of the key indicators for understanding whether an ALTSEASON is coming, when it might start, and if it will happen at all. Currently, as you can see, the Bitcoin dominance stands at 62%, which is a very high level in this cycle. As you can see, I have already drawn some key elements on this chart. This is a weekly chart, which allows us to see the broader picture. Right now, we are within a pattern known as a rising wedge, or bearish wedge, bearish flag, call it whatever you want. The key point is that this is a bearish pattern, and its breakdown typically leads to a retracement toward its starting point, around 47% of dominance. Sooner or later, this pattern will play out because nothing can rise forever and nothing can fall forever. Everything changes. As you can see, I mentioned two key levels here. So we have a level of 47%, approximately 47.5. As you can see in the previous bull cycle, this was a very strong resistance level for our Bitcoin dominance. Now, as we broke up this level, now it's a support for our Bitcoin dominance. Now it's a mirror level. So the first level where I will maybe fix or close my positions on altcoins will be at 47.5%. And of course, a second level, as you can see, it's a bottom, it's a low level of 39%, 39.5%. I don't believe that in this ALTSEASON we will reach this level because in fact the market has changed, a lot of institutional investors, a lot of money, big money, so especially in Bitcoin. So I don't think that we will reach this level, but on 47.5%, I will start to close some of my positions and I will see each position specifically where I can close it. So as you can see, Bitcoin dominance has been on an upward trend since approximately November 22, meaning it has been growing for more than 2.5 years. It has only seen minor pullbacks before continuing to rise. Let's look at the previous cycles as an example. Around December 2020, Bitcoin dominance peaked at 73.5%, followed by a significant ALTSEASON, during which dominance dropped by more than 40%, reaching a low of 39.2%, as you can see. That's what a real ALTSEASON looks like. This is how it should appear on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Currently, as you can see, nothing even remotely similar has happened yet. At one point here, you can see, we had 3 strong red candles, and there was a brief breakdown of the pattern of our bearish flag. But this candle, as you can see, we had a bullish engulfing pattern here. So this candle immediately returned to the pattern. In other words, it was a false breakout. Now let's go back even further to 2017. At that time, Bitcoin dominance was at 95-96% in February 2017 and reached a low in January 2018. In other words, ALTSEASON lasted an entire year. In 2021, the ALTSEASON was shorter. It began in January, December, and lasted until May, which was still relatively long. During that time, many altcoins experienced insane gains, reaching hundreds or even thousands of times their value. Many people believe that ALTSEASON occurs at the same time in every cycle, almost down to the exact day, but this is a complete nonsense. 2017 cycle, let's take it as a reference. So the ALTSEASON, we can say, started in February 2017 and last to January 2018. So approximately entire year. 2021 ALTSEASON started months earlier. So we had the start December. Here we had the start at November. No, sorry, in February. So, and ended in May, with a second peak in September and November 21. Now in March 2025, many are saying that ALTSEASON is already late and will not happen. This is a very stupid way of thinking. It's not in the interest of market makers or large investors to let retail traders easily predict and profit from ALTSEASONs every cycle. If it were that easy, everyone would be a millionaire. Many people expected ALTSEASON in spring 2025, just like in 2021. But nothing has happened yet. Could it be that the real ALTSEASON will happen in summer to catch everyone off guard? Historically, the crypto markets tends to be quiet during summer, with fewer retail traders participating. Perhaps this is exactly when ALTSEASON will take place to shake out the weak hands. This is just a theory, but the key takeaway is Bitcoin dominance is still at 62%, and this is not an ALTSEASON. Many funds and investors are currently deep in the red on altcoins, and it's not in their interest to leave things as they are. Even Ethereum is still trading at the bear market levels from 2022. Let's take a look. So as you can see, the Ethereum is on 1800, 1900 level, so the level of bear market of 2022. So it's not an ALTSEASON, of course not. Many whales entered Ethereum at 2.5k, 3 and 3k, or even at 3.5k. Ethereum is a fundamentally strong asset and it's likely to go much higher, 6 or 7 or even more. So when someone tells you that ALTSEASON has already happened, that they have no idea what they are talking about. Yes, we have seen some altcoins pump, like XRP or ADA or Solana, but these are large cap altcoins. They tend to move first when Bitcoin starts showing strength. We are not interested in them as much as we are in small cap altcoins, which historically yield much higher returns. So let's take a look at some altcoins that exploded in 2021, so we can see what a real bull market looks like. Let's look at Avalanche, AVAX, listed on Binance in 2020, right before the 2021 bull market. Initially pumped to $7 here, but then dropped to $2, and then skyrocketed, absolutely skyrocketed. From December, to mid-February, just in 1.5 months, in like 6 weeks, AVAX made a 30x move. So from $2 to $60. After a summer correction to $10, it rallied again in autumn, reaching $150. A 75x move from below, from $2, from the lows. So let's take a look at Cosmos Atom, listed in May 2019. In December 2020, it was approximately at a level of $4.5. In May 2021, it hit $32. 7-8x move. In autumn 2021, it reached $45. So 10x move from the lows. So of course I can show you a lot of altcoins. Polkadot, for example, also the same picture. Also we can look at Solana, or I don't know, like Tron, TerraX, where it is. So we also can look at Tron, also one of the oldest altcoins on market. Of course, skyrocketed during bull cycle of 2021. There is a lot of altcoins, and all of this went parabolic within just a few months, delivering 30, 50, or even 100x of gains. What we have seen so far in 2025, XRP, ADA, and few other pumping on news is not an alt season. The real alt season happens when altcoins from key narratives start to explode. AI coins, gamify, real world asset coins, layer 2 project and other. So I want to share with you my psychological tactic in this bull market. Ignore short-term price movements. Don't stress over your portfolio value. Keep accumulating quality projects whenever possible. Lower your average entry price to maximize returns when the real bull market kicks in. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is at the upper boundary of the rising wedge, as we can see on our pattern. Could we touch 63-64%? Yes, we can. Absolutely. So we can touch this level, the upper border of our pattern. But once dominance finally reverses, the alt season will be massive, and that's where the real money is made. Now let's take a look at the total tree chart. What is total tree? Total tree represents the market capitalization of the crypto market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. In other words, it reflects the market capitalization of altcoins, excluding Ethereum. While Ethereum is also an altcoin, it's a major asset, so we exclude it to get a clearer view of the capitalization of other altcoins. What do we see? We see a classic situation, quite similar to Bitcoin actually. We had this bullish flag pattern, the same one we observed on Bitcoin, which I showed you in previous videos. This pattern worked out perfectly from a technical analysis perspective. We broke out of it impulsively, hit our targets and reached new highs. We reached 1.2 trillion mark, surpassing the all-time high of a previous altcoin season. Many people are now saying that since we have already surpassed the previous cycle's high, the alt season is over and we won't see further growth. To them, I want to show how things played out last time. Let's look at the previous two alt seasons, 2017 and 2021. So in 21, what do we see? The peak of the 2017 alt season was set at $350 billion. After that high, the total crypto market cap of altcoins grew up by another 220%. So even after breaking past that capitalization, we still saw an additional 200% increase. Now, let's consider what might happen if we grow another 200% from the previous high. As you can see, the previous high was set on $1.12 trillion. So if we will make 220% another time, we'll reach a market capitalization of $3.6 trillion. Now, based on Bitcoin dominance, as I showed you earlier, I expect targets around 47 and 39%. While 39% is less likely, as I said before, we should definitely see 47% Bitcoin dominance in this cycle. That means altcoin dominance will be higher than Bitcoin dominance by 3%, so 53 and 47. For that to happen, total tree would need to have a market cap close to Bitcoin's market cap, which will be around $3.2 trillion if Bitcoin will give 2x from this price. So 150, 160k, what I expect from Bitcoin in this cycle. So that gives us an estimated target for total tree market cap around also 3.3 or 3.6 trillion dollars. That means we could still see more than 250% growth in the altcoin market cap from current levels, which is entirely realistic. This is simple math, just adding up the numbers. Very simple. These are the targets I'm watching. Also, as I mentioned before, when we break an all-time high or an all-time low, it becomes very difficult to predict where we will stop. That's why traders often use Fibonacci retracement. So, as we can see, from the low to high, the first targets by Fibonacci retracement, we have approximately at $1.5 trillion, the second at $1.8 trillion, third $2.5 trillion, and the fourth at $2.9 trillion. Right around where I believe our altcoin market cap will settle. If we reach that zone, which I strongly hope for, I will be exiting, close my entire portfolio around that area. So around this zone. That's because I will understand that we are likely approaching the end of this rally. You could never exactly predict the highs of this cycle. So it's better to understand approximately in which zone you will close, sell all your assets. That's the best strategy on this bull cycle. So the alt season hasn't happened yet. It's still ahead of us. Don't worry, don't panic. If you have an extra funds, buy more of the coins you hold. If you don't have funds, then just stop checking your portfolio every day. Live your life, go to university, work, school, I don't know. Everyone has their own responsibilities. Focus on other things. Spend time with family, do something else. The market will move when the time is right. Right now, I'm strictly talking about spot investments, not futures trading. Futures trading is something entirely different. It's short term, usually intraday or at most a week long trade, but definitely not for 6 months to a year. Holding futures trades for the long term is strange, to be honest. There is funding fees and exchange commissions, which take a percentage of your position, plus it's extremely risky. The volatility of altcoins is so high that even if you are using just 2x leverage on any altcoin, you would already be liquidated. Let's take a fundamental coin, for example, Polkadot. So if you bought, for example, at the price of $10, even $9, even $8, you would already be liquidated because most altcoins have dropped 50% or more. Some have fallen even 70, 80% in some cases. So futures trading is a short-term game, and holding positions for the long term simply doesn't make sense if you can't expect the bottom of the market, and this is impossible to make. That's what I wanted to share about the upcoming altcoin season. I believe in it, I know it's coming, and I encourage you to believe as well. Don't give up. I understand that this market is tough. The market has changed. It's not as easy as it used to be. Back in 2021, everything seemed more predictable. Now there is a massive influence of institutional money into the market. Investments are pouring in from all directions. This makes the market much more complex than before. It's becoming harder to predict what will happen next. But the bets are placed, just wait. If you own coins, hold them. If you don't, buy them. Now is still a great time to accumulate because we are still at the lows, at the bottom of the market. That's all I wanted to share with you today. A shorter video, but very informative. Thanks you for watching. Subscribe to my Telegram channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notifications about my new videos. Also follow me on X, which I recently created. I post there the same content as on Telegram. So if X is more comfortable, more usual for you, follow me there. Thanks you for watching and bye.